Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, a story called The Space Station's Silent Songs began. Once upon a time, high above the Earth, floated a sparkling space station. It wasn't just any space station. It was home to Twinkle Castle, a magical place where stories came to life and stars twirled above the towers. Twinkle Castle was Dodger blue, with 143 rooms that changed locations daily. The towers sang lullabies at night, and the moat was filled with liquid starlight instead of water. Living in Twinkle Castle was Bearon the Royal Fluff, a noble fluffy bear with a crown. Bearon could predict the weather by how fluffy his fur got, and he held the world record for the longest group hug. Bearon was a wise and kind ruler, always ready with a warm smile and a cup of tea. One day, Bearon's friends, Andres, Divya, and Juan, arrived at the space station for a visit. Andres, a young boy who loved soccer and running around, was bouncing with excitement. "Wow," he exclaimed, his eyes wide as he gazed at the shimmering space station. "Can we go run everywhere?" Juan, who was always cracking jokes, chimed in, "Yeah, and maybe we can kick a soccer ball in zero gravity." Divya, who loved traditional Indian dances, looked at the castle with curiosity. "It is beautiful," she said softly. But as night fell, something was terribly wrong. The lullabies that the towers of Twinkle Castle usually sang were silent. The peaceful music that helped everyone sleep had vanished. The space station was in an uproar. Without the lullabies, everyone was restless. Andres found it hard to stay still, and he got sad as he was told to sit down. "I want to run and play," he mumbled. Divya, worried, tried a traditional Indian dance, hoping to bring the melody back. She moved gracefully, her hands and feet telling a story. "Maybe the magic of the dance will bring the music back," she said. Juan tried to make jokes, but they just didn't have the usual effect. "Why don't scientists trust atoms?" he asked. "Because they make up everything." No one laughed. The usually cheerful Juan was upset. Bearon, with his wise eyes, knew they had to find out what happened to the missing melody. "We must find the missing song," Bearon announced, his voice calm and steady. "It is causing a lot of unrest." So the friends set off on a quest. First, they had to get through the maze of floating soccer balls. "This is my favorite," Andres cheered, and he zipped through the maze, his agility helping them navigate. Next, they came to a room where loud, booming noises echoed, which reminded Divya of how she disliked loud things. But Divya remembered what her mom told her. "When you're feeling nervous, take a deep breath." She closed her eyes and counted to 10, and soon the noise seemed less scary. They continued their journey, following tiny musical notes that seemed to be floating throughout the space station. These tiny clues led them to the grumpy space gnome. The space gnome, a small, grumpy creature with a pointy hat, was guarding a secret. When the friends asked him about the missing melody, he grumbled, "I don't know anything! Go away!" Juan, never one to give up, tried to cheer him up. He told a joke. Why did the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired. The space gnome, despite himself, chuckled. All right," he said with a sigh. "The melody was stolen by a mischievous star sprite who loves to dance. She hid it in the sparkling star garden." The friends, now knowing who stole the melody, knew where to go. They arrived at the sparkling star garden, a place filled with glowing flowers and shimmering lights. They saw the star sprite, a tiny creature with twinkling lights, dancing and twirling with the missing melody. They knew they had to get it back. Divya suggested, "We can put on a performance." They decided to combine Divya's traditional Indian dance with a soccer game, knowing the star sprite's love for dance and fun. Andres used his soccer skills, juggling the ball, Juan, with his jokes, kept everyone entertained. Divya, in her beautiful dance, made them all feel happy. They worked together as a team to distract the star sprite. The star sprite, drawn to the fun, stopped dancing with the melody. She watched the performance. Then, with a cheerful burst of light, she returned the melody to the towers of Twinkle Castle. The lullabies began to fill the space station again. Everyone smiled as they felt a gentle peace wash over them. The friends celebrated their success with a tea party, complete with tiny hats knitted by Bearon. Andres was proud of how his running around was useful. Divya knew that her dances can solve anything, and Juan felt like the happiest boy in the world. The space station was happy again. As they prepared to return to Earth, they knew they would never forget their adventure. Bearon smiled. "Remember, my friends, working together and helping others can solve even the biggest problems." With happy hearts and memories of a magical time, they waved goodbye to Twinkle Castle. As they soared back to Earth, they knew they would always treasure their time at the space station. Let's see what a great listener you are. Can you answer the following question? What did the children do to make the star sprite return the melody? Let's see how you did. The answer is, they put on a performance combining Divya's dance, Andres' soccer skills, and Juan's jokes. You did a great job! I really enjoyed reading this story to you today. I hope you had fun too.